My mother-in-law tried to drug me at dinner, but I secretly gave her husband my drink instead, and what happened next was shocking. I sat at the long dining table, the hum of polite conversation buzzing around me like static. The scent of roasted chicken and garlic bread filled the air, but it couldn't mask the bitterness sitting in my throat. Across from me, my mother-in-law, Gloria, was all pearls and smiles, her eyes sparkling with a kind of gleeful malice only I seemed to recognize. It had been like this since I married Thomas. I wasn't good enough. Not refined, not wealthy, not whatever impossible standard she had set in her mind. No matter how many holidays I helped organize or how often I cared for her son when he was sick, Gloria always found a reason to cut me down. A comment here, a sneer there. Most of it veiled, some of it cruelly clear. But tonight something felt different. More dangerous. We were all gathered for Gloria and Peter's anniversary dinner. The table was elegant, lined with flickering candles and polished silverware. I caught her watching me closely as she filled my glass with wine, more full than everyone else's. Her hand lingered on the bottle a second too long, her smile just a bit too forced when she turned away. I saw her husband Peter watching her too, his brow furrowed with a subtle concern. My stomach nodded that I had read too many stories to ignore the warning bells clanging in my head. I smiled softly, as if nothing were wrong, and continued passing dishes. When no one was looking, I reached across the table and gently switched my glass with Peter's. If she had spiked it, I couldn't risk drinking it. Dinner continued. Toasts were made. I stayed quiet. 20 minutes later, Peter started sweating. His fork clattered to his plate, and his face drained of color. Everyone froze as he slumped back in his chair. Peter! Gloria gasped, standing. Are you okay? He blinked slowly, his eyes glassy. I feel strange. Thomas rushed to his father's side as Gloria called for an ambulance. My own hands trembled as I sat frozen, unsure if I had done the right thing, or if I had just made everything worse. To the hospital. The doctors said Peter had ingested a high dose of a sedative, something that could have knocked someone out for hours, even posed a risk for someone his age. I watched as Gloria paled. Her hands clutched her purse so tightly her knuckles turned white. The police came. There were questions. Gloria claimed ignorance. But Peter had seen the switch. He had seen her fill my glass. 3 days later, he asked to speak to me. Alone. We sat in his hospital room, the scent of antiseptic sharp in the air. His voice was low, tired but clear. I saw what she did, he said. I met his eyes, unsure what to say. He sighed. She's always had control issues. When Thomas married you, it triggered something in her I haven't seen in years. I tried to stop her before, but I didn't think she'd ever go this far. Tears stung my eyes. I didn't want to believe it. I thought maybe I was just being dramatic. He gave a faint smile. You were being cautious, and you saved yourself. Maybe me too. What will happen now? I asked. He looked down at his hands. That depends. I told the police I poured your drink myself. Said it must have been a mistake with the bottle. They believed me. I stared at him, stunned. Why would you do that? Because I wanted to protect you. He took a shaky breath. And maybe I wanted to give Gloria a chance to realize what she's become. That night, Gloria came to see me. Her face was hard, eyes red from crying. You think you're clever, she hissed quietly. Switching the glasses. I said nothing. You think you've won? That my husband's on your side now. Still, I didn't respond. I could feel the hatred rolling off her in waves. But beneath it, something else. Fear. Regret? You almost killed him. I whispered finally. Your own husband. She flinched. Just a little. Then she turned and left. Weeks passed. Peter returned home, slower now but healing. Thomas stood by me throughout, trying to piece together how his family had become a war zone. One quiet morning, a letter arrived. It was from Gloria. I don't expect forgiveness, but I owe you the truth. I never planned to hurt Peter, only to give you a scare, to remind you where you stood. But what I did was monstrous. Seeing him in that hospital bed. I saw what I've become. That if Peter can forgive me, maybe one day you can too. That I'm getting help. Therapy. Space. Not because I want your approval, but because I don't want to be that woman anymore. Thank you for your silence, for your strength, and for not letting me destroy you, Gloria. I read it twice. Then again. The tears came slowly, not out of sadness but release. Thomas stood beside me, wrapping an arm around my shoulder. You okay? I think I will be.